Hi everyone, I'm your friendly neighborhood menace bunny. Thank you so much for hopping back into my channel and seeing what I'm up to these days. I realized it's been literal months since I've been here. Life happened in a massive way, and so I apologize to all my subscribers, new and old, for my absence and for not putting out more content. But I guess I'm here now and I have a lot of music reviewing and reactions to catch up on, so you best believe that I will be doing my very best to catch up with this stuff. And there's also so many bands that have released all this great music that I need to talk to somebody about. So that's what we're going to be doing. Today in particular is a cover by Southeast Desert Metal, who are an Indigenous band from Central Australia, I believe. They're Arrernte people, so I'm not sure exactly where on the map that is. That's my own ignorance, and I should really figure it out. But I believe it. Their lands are in the outback. I myself am coming to you from unceded. I guess I'm in Darugland, so that's in what is known as Sydney, but so that's where I'm coming from today. I think it's this song that I'm going to be reviewing is a cover of Beds Are Burning by Midnight Oil. If you don't know who Midnight Oil are, they're a very seminal I guess pub rock Australian band. They always used to talk about social rights issues and environmental issues and stuff in their music, so I'm quite excited to be reviewing this song. I believe some of it's going to be in the Arrernte language, and for those who know me, you'll know that I'm always for preserving and continuing to speak in I guess Indigenous languages. I feel that every single utterance of those words are just a massive big finger to colonialism, and so I am really excited to hear what this will sound like. I've heard music from Southeast Desert Metal before, and they're talented, brilliant musicians. So I'm really looking forward to this. So without further ado, I'm just gonna get my little headphones on, figure out how this used to work, and let's have a listen to Beds Are Burning by Southeast Desert Taco. Yeah, see, there you go, Peter Garrett with his weird dancing. Yes, every version. So cute.
Steaming 45 degrees.
love those little licks, they're really good. Really good. It belongs to us, so give it back. Their language is so beautiful, like it sounds gorgeous. And like the tones that he's using in his voice are just, they match it so well. It's classic, I like it. I like that. It's really good. Another great lick. That's brilliant. It's so good. It's actually a really good cover. I think for those who know me know that I'm not always like the biggest fan of covers, and the ones that I really appreciate are the ones that like change up the song. So for context, like Beds Are Burning is I guess about land rights, and the fact that you know, Indigenous people in this country have just faced centuries now of dispossession and continual I guess discrimination, and you know, their land, as I said before, I think it's never been ceded. So we don't have a treaty in this country. It is something that you know, even when I was a little kid, like people were still talking about, hey, we need a treaty, and like now I'm grown, I was adult, and like there's still no treaty really in sight except for the Uluru Statement of the Heart, which is still like, I guess, like a contested thing. Like you know, not everyone's going to agree on, you know, what the path forward is there, but I do think that what has to happen is a lot of truth telling, and I think this song really does that by changing the lyrics from you know, Old White Boys, Peter Garrett, you know, who's like, you know, it belongs to them, let's give it back. You know, they're saying it belongs to us, you know, give it back, and it's like, yes. So, you know, just putting that demand in there, not just for treaty, but like for actual you know, lands rights. Like you just have a look at all these like mining companies that are still you know, just batting away native title and destroying you know, what are cultural and sacred sites to these people for profit. And it's absolutely disgusting that that happens these days. You know, like there's just so much. Like I would need and like over an hour to explain to people who aren't from here what is happening. Like you know, even from just from little things to like massive, you know, like massive things. Like it's you know, the history and everything. Australia has a really terrible history with what they've done to you know, what's happened to Indigenous people here. You know, and it needs to be acknowledged more, and people are afraid to acknowledge it. I think this is just a settler colonial way of I guess dealing with it. Nobody wants that guilt, but you know, you have to face the facts at the end of the day that this land was never ceded, and that, you know, these people are still in mourning for everything that they've lost and that's been taken away from them. You know, it's not just like a piece of land. It's more than that. It's a connection to earth, like to their home. It's there's so much I could say about it, and honestly, like I think one of the most valuable things that you can do is to actually like listen to Indigenous people and put them at the forefront. So like, sure, I could go and like do a video and all that about it, but you know, I think one of the most valuable things is just to like, I follow lots of Indigenous people on TikTok and on Twitter, and I think that's been like a really good way for me to, I guess, decolonize my mind and really understand what's happening with these communities. You know, there's no space here for you know, guilt feelings. Only for feelings of okay, well, that's what has happened and it's a horrible thing that it's happened, but what can we do now, you know, to make it right? And I guess that's what the original context of the song was. You know, so the original lyrics, for those who don't know, are you know, how do we sleep? Well, our, you know, beds are burning. What is it? How do our beds are burning? How do we you know, I guess it's like, how do we go on with like, how does the world keep turning, and how do we sleep knowing like that, you know, things are just horrible things are happening all around us. But yes, it is generally about land rights, and I think a lot of people forget that Midnight Oil was a highly political band. You know, the whole repertoire is great, and even for those who don't know, Peter Garrett, the lead singer of Midnight Oil, was a member of the Greens Party, and then he switched over to the Labour Party, where just what they did to him was just horrendous. Like, they made him basically back down on all his principles, and it was really sad to see. I'm still a massive fan of Peter Garrett, no matter you know, what happened in that decade, but and of course the legacy. But as I said, like, this band, they've done a fantastic job of a cover. It's completely you know, the metal, the licks that they used in there, it's a different drive, it's a very different vibe to the original song, and also just showcasing beautiful, you know, Arrernte country. I've been out to the Outback about 9 years ago now, and it has always stayed with me as one of the most, I guess it was a valuable experience to go out there. Like, one would think that the Outback is just barren and that there's no life there, but there is so much life in every little crevice, in the water, in the trees, and it's just, it's a beautiful and truly magical place, I believe. And I think one of my favorite holidays that I've ever had, you know, just learning, and I learned so much when I was there. So I have nothing but respect for this band. They've taken a classic and made it their own, and yeah, I look forward to seeing more from them. They have a great back catalogue. I do encourage you to have a look at their music. You know, great metal band from Central Australia, or Arrernte country rather, if we're going to be thinking in decolonised terms. See, it's an ongoing process, it's an ongoing journey that I always kind of had to remind myself of where I am and, you know, what I'm speaking on. But yes, I guess that brings us to the end of this discussion. You know, go out there, listen to more of their stuff, and I'll see you next time. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. Okay, bye.